Hey, Johnny here. So I'm just starting to get done with the last week of poetry, and it's been a real challenge. I'm pushing to get these last few poems done. I was going to have them recorded. I was going to have them all pre-recorded and edited and uploaded and scheduled. Stuff happens. But I did it. I've got 3 more poems to record. I've got 3 to edit, and I'll be done. It's been a real learning process to do something like this and to actually get this close to completion. It's been a challenge for me to complete projects. And I'm really enjoying doing this, and I know there's not a lot of people watching the poems, the poetry, and my spouse mentioned that it might be, saturation, overload. There's this thing about poetry. People kind of want to approach it in this cerebral way. They want to think about it, look at it, and think about it. And writing is a really instinctual process, and it's very internal, and we put it on the page and then we share it with you, and we hope to get feedback. I hope that you get something out of it. I hope you get some emotional as well as intellectual value out of it. My poetry comes from the gut. It comes from the heart. It's not meant to be cerebral. It's meant to be experienced. I'm a spoken word artist, a performance artist, so it's really meant to be taken that way. There's the geese. If you haven't watched the poetry, go to the playlist A Poem a Day and take a look. I'm putting out some stuff that's older, but it's really, it's from the soul stuff. This last week has been about healing from traumatic childhood, which is why it's been really hard to get the poems done, because there's one poem, Prozac Like Drug, and it talks about my diagnosis. I had a pretty severe mental illness that I've come through to the other side, and I'm a functioning, healthy, happy human being. And it's not an easy one to get over. If you watch the poem, you'll get the diagnosis. It was a real challenge to read that poem, and I'm going to tell you there's been a lot of resistance putting that piece out. It was written 18 years ago. It was performed on the street with the mud people. So it's not a recent poem, so I don't want people to watch it and think, oh wow, he just got this diagnosis. It's not true. I've lived with mental illness for a long time. The appeal of being a cook was that I could hide in a very noisy environment and not be noticed with my particular issues. I'm glad I'm doing this project, and it's really brought me back into my poetry and brought me back into the fact that I am a very good poet. And even though I'm not published and I'm not in all these reviews or whatever, I could be if I sent my stuff out. But publishing it costs money, because you have to send them money to read your stuff. Publishing your own stuff can cost money in the hopes that somebody buys it. So the very act of writing is a good thing. The act of putting out your work is another thing. And the appeal of doing this project on YouTube is that it's not costing me anything to do it. Time, sure. It takes time to read, to record, to rehearse, to edit, and to do all the back end stuff, but it's not a cash layout. I hope you enjoy the project. I hope you give me some feedback. I'm actually feeling pretty good today. I'm out at Shawnee Lake, and it's only a few miles from the house, so I don't know why I haven't come out here in the 6.5 months we've been here. It's really beautiful. It's not terribly quiet, but it's not terribly noisy. And I think I'm going to walk around and take some shots. Not a sunny day. Kind of cloudy, but it's not raining, which is good. I thought maybe it might rain on me. The creative process really requires that one takes time for oneself and goes out in nature and enjoys the sights and the sounds. I feel like I should say something really like poety or something, but I think I'm going to leave you with that. And hope you're all doing well.